Okay, so we're going to do another halftone. I'm going to invert the colors. So what I'm planning to do is make this Muhammad Ali image as a white ink on a black shirt. Okay, so I searched for a high-res image. This one fits the bill. It's 2000 by 1300 pixels, so not too bad. I'm going to copy the image and I'm going to make a new Photoshop file. Okay, so because it's on my clipboard here, I could just say new and it will make it that size. I can also make my document the size I want it to be. That's actually the better option because then you know it's going to be 300 pixels per inch. So I told you guys that the maximum size is about 13 by 14 inches. So I'm just going to make my document that size. My graphic won't be that size, but I'm just going to make my document that size. Okay, so 13 by 14. And of course, it's a print project, so my resolution is going to be 300 pixels per inch. Okay, create. Now I'm going to paste my Muhammad Ali picture in there, and then I'm going to size him to the size I want him to be. So I'm going to eliminate the background. I just am interested in Mr. Ali here. So I'm going to make him the size I want. What I could do is use the marquee tool and just draw around him, and then I can see exactly how big he is. So right now he's about 7.5 by 9.3. That's pretty good. Actually, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, maybe about there. Okay, so I've sized him. He's 300 pixels per inch. So now I'm going to crop him out. So I'll use the select subject just to select him. Modify the selection if necessary. Looks pretty good. So now I'm going to mask him out. Okay, I'm just going to hide the background layer so I have a transparent background layer. And now I may want to just adjust the brightness and contrast a bit. Remember, you want to make your image look nice and punchy, nice and contrasty. So I'm just gonna, I'm on the mask here. So got to make sure you select your picture if you want to modify your picture. So image adjustment, brightness, contrast. So I'm just going to improve the brightness, improve the contrast. Okay, and then say OK. Now I am ready to convert it to a grayscale. So I go to Mode and then Grayscale. It looks black and white, but it's not really. It's actually RGB. So I'm going to make it into a true grayscale image. Okay. Because I had that transparent background, when it flattens, it retains the transparency. That's what I want. And now I can invert it. Okay. So I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Invert. Now if you wanted this to be dark ink on a light shirt, you wouldn't have to invert, but I am planning to do white ink on a dark shirt. So I invert it. So now the ink will pass through wherever it's black, right? So the black parts will be white and the white parts will be black. So when we actually print, it will reverse itself again or invert itself again. Okay, so now I'm ready to go to my bitmap. This is where I turn it into a halftone. Okay, so I say OK. Make sure you select halftone screen. And here is our frequency. So remember, frequency is the size of your dots. So the lower the frequency, the larger the dots. Generally, you want your frequency to be between 27 and 30 if you want a detailed image. A one color, your angle should be 22.5. And you can choose your shape size, or shape. So I'm going to use round here. And then I'll just zoom in. And you can see the circles. Okay, so that's what I want. So now I'm ready to save it. So I say Save As, and I'm going to save it as a PNG. Okay. If PNG isn't an option in this list, you go to Save a Copy, and you can save it as a PNG through there. So I'm going to call this Ali Shirt, and I'll just save it in Documents. Okay. Now I just want to show you what this will look like. If I invert this whole thing again, I'm going to go to grayscale so I can add some detail. If I wanted to add some text or whatever, I'd want to go and change it from bitmap to grayscale. So now I could invert it. So this is what it will look like when I print it. The black here will be the shirt. All the black will have no ink. It'll just be the shirt, and the white will be ink. Okay? But to actually make it, I want it to look like this. Now I don't have my center lines. I could add center lines here in Photoshop. Okay, I find making lines in Photoshop is a little more of a pain, but I'll show you how to do that. You can take your line tool. You want to do this after you do your halftone. If you wanted to include lines and text, you would do your halftone first, then convert it to the grayscale, and then add the lines, because you don't want to halftone your lines. So the line tool is behind the shapes. You just click and draw your line. If you hold shift, you can make it perfectly straight. And then at the top here, you can set your thickness, the stroke size. So I'll make it 15 points. And I'm going to make sure that it's black so I can see it. Okay, so there's my line. And now I have to center it. Okay, so I have my smart guides on. So when I move it in the right spot, I get this pink line. And that tells me that it's in the middle. Okay, and now I could duplicate this line. You just hold down Option, drag another line out, and put another one over here. Okay, so now both those lines are centered. And then I could save this again if I want to as a PNG with the center lines. The alternative is to make your center lines in Illustrator. It's a bit easier to make lines and to center them using the Align tool in Illustrator. But you can do it this way in Photoshop. Okay, so I'll just save this one more time. I'll call it Ali Shirt 2. And oh yeah, so you see here, it no longer gives me the option of PNG. So I go to save a copy, and then I have my PNG option here. And I'm saving in Documents. Always know where you're saving to. So that's how you do the halftone. Okay, so I'm just going to stop my recording.